What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show, and today we're doing something just a little bit different, and you probably saw the title and thumbnail and are thinking that this might be some sort of clickbaity video, and it's not. I need you to stick with me on this one, because I am genuinely asking you guys for your help and your input. So let's hit the road and talk about the current state and the future of the channel, and I don't know, we're having fun because we're out here on the EVORR, and you can probably tell by the yellow sticker and the yellow shocks that it is currently now got Öhlins in the rear with 15 inches worth of ride height instead of the stock 13. So it's feeling very different. So let's hit the road and have some fun. Alright, so you've probably seen some videos like this around on YouTube, and they tend to have a little bit of a reflective and ponderous and sometimes downbeat quality to them. I'm going to try to do that differently here because at the end of the day, no matter what I'm going to say in this video and no matter what happens afterwards, I'm still making videos about motorcycles on the internet, and it is an incredibly amazing thing that I get to do. I'm not complaining. That's not what I'm trying to do here. What I am trying to do is make sure that any of the content that I'm giving you is better and more entertaining for you guys. Because if y'all aren't enjoying it, then clearly the only problem is that I'm making content that's shittier. God, I swear, I don't know when this video is going to go live relative to the video of me putting Öhlins on this motorcycle, but holy shit, is the performance like night and day. It's a completely different bike. It feels faster, even though I know it's not. I know it's not faster. Putting new suspension on the motorcycle isn't going to change the engine's output. But somehow it feels like it has. I think it's just because I'm riding it a little bit harder. Oh, it feels so good. So, what sparked this video that we have to do? Because usually I don't really like talking about bad stuff on the channel, but sometimes you got to acknowledge reality, and the reality is the last 3 months on the channel have been the worst performing months ever on record since I took the channel full time. The trends really seem to start in January, end of December, early January, and most people are going to be like, oh, well, that's the off season. Things are slowing down because people aren't riding, and yeah, sure, but it also starts to pick up at the end of February. January usually is the worst performing month on the channel. February is usually not much better, but then March usually picks up. It's usually 33% better, and this last year it was maybe 5 to 10% better. You know, viewership has been down. Subscribership has been down, and that inherently means that revenue has gone down, and that is not your problem. I promise you guys, I'm not bitching about what the channel is making. I would never do that. Obviously the channel is doing okay enough that I can just go buy a set of Öhlins for this motorcycle. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in January, something happened. Something happened. And I know some people are going to say, well, you know, there were some world events that's happened, and there are some world events that are happening right now that are affecting the power sports industry in a negative way. And yeah, but I can't control that. I can't control any of that stuff. I can control the content I'm giving you guys. And I've seen a handful of videos struggle to break 10,000 views. Usually, those videos are like the DJI camera reviews that I like to do. And I know people are like, oh, well, you do those because DJI pays you to do them. No, I do them because I like it. I'm a camera nerd. I like talking about cameras. If I didn't, I wouldn't make the videos. I know some of those videos are kind of niche, like the track day video that I did. That one has performed legendarily badly. I thought it would do a little bit better. I still want to figure out how to crack the nut on track day content. Maybe y'all just don't care. And maybe that's how I crack the nut. It's just like, you know what? I'm not doing any more track day content. But there's bikes that I want to take on track. Specifically, this one. I have a feeling when I say I took my Harley to a racetrack in the title, that's going to catch some attention. But, you know, we'll see. Maybe that's how I get my foot in the door, is taking stupid motorcycles to a racetrack. But it's not just track day stuff that didn't do great. I noticed that stuff like the VMAX video that came out recently, that didn't do very well. The stuff with the CB started to do pretty poorly. That was because it was hit in January, I think. But also maybe the CB just wasn't something y'all are interested in. Or maybe I just wasn't making interesting enough content with it. And that's where I wanted to kind of get with this. I talked to the folks on the Discord server and the people on Patreon, and I put together a survey. Basically, I asked them, I was like, what was your most favorite video that I did in the last year? And almost zero of those videos happened in the last 3 months. And then there was a question of, you know, what is something that the channel used to do that it's not currently doing anymore? And a lot of people said bike reviews. And yeah, 100%. I haven't been doing a ton of bike reviews right now just because I've been really busy with other content. Other stuff needed to get filmed. I ended up bringing on a new editor, which took a little bit of time. So bike reviews are coming back, I promise. Jeez, that guy was just all over that middle lane. But I think one of the things that has always been a guiding principle for me on the channel has been I make content that I want to watch. I've talked to Shade Tree Surgeon about this in the past. Shade Tree, he always said that his thing was, you know, I make the content that I want to watch. Because at the end of the day, I have to watch my own videos too. I have to make my own videos. So if they're not particularly interesting to me, they're a little bit of a slog. But part of that is also just because I'm not a great editor, and so I'm working on bringing on a second editor so I no longer have to do editing. Once that happens, I can just focus on making content, you know? And then, you know, if I'm making a bike review and I'm just like, you know what, I've done a whole bunch of bike reviews, I don't want to sit down and edit it, it's not really my problem. But in the short term, I can't really do that until I figure out... You're not running out of gas, are you? I put this Chi-Ji on here, and now I can't see my gas light. I need to figure out, in the short term, a way to get the content to bounce back. So, I wanted to turn this question over to you guys. What is your general vibe coming from the channel lately? Is the content no longer for you? Because clearly people aren't watching, and the only thing I can think of is that it's my fault and the content is shitty. Because if the content is shitty, nobody's watching it. That's what makes sense to me. I can't control external factors. I've got some ideas. Obviously I want to do a lot more bike reviews. AF1 has had triumphs on the showroom floor for a while now, and they've been spinning up a bunch of demos. So I'm going to basically run through the entire Triumph line. And for that one guy out there who keeps asking about the Tiger 800 or the 800 Sport thingamabob, yeah, I'm getting my hands on one. So tight. That's coming. I actually didn't know that it existed, so those comments were the first time I saw it. There's also some gear review stuff that I want to do. Like, for example, I don't know if you guys may have seen it, but I've been riding around in this Alpine Stars Tech Air Plasma. So I've got a video coming out on this Plasma because this is, I think, Alpine Stars' best offering for most people looking to get into an airbag. I'm getting my hands on an IC Helmets RS something something, which is basically the best smart helmet option I've ever seen. And it's a proper smart helmet for people who are thinking about that other smart helmet video of mine that's got like 1.5 million views that wasn't really a smart helmet. This one's a proper smart helmet. I just did the Chiji video. I really enjoyed that one, just because I enjoyed showing off motorcycle tech. But I also like wrenching on bikes too. So we've got, you know, the Olin's video coming out on the Sporty. I'm gonna do an exhaust on this thing. I'm gonna do wheels. I'm gonna do brakes. All sorts of fun stuff to really, you know, turn this into a proper EVO-RR. I also still want to talk about news. Like, as I'm writing this, it was just announced that Jochen Seitz is retiring from Harley-Davidson. And I know a bunch of people are like, ding dong, the witch is dead. But I actually have some mixed feelings about that. But again, here's where I want to offer it to you guys. Is there something that was on the channel that you're not seeing anymore? Has the content, in your opinion, changed? Is there something that I'm doing or not doing that I should be doing or not doing, in your opinion? And I will be reading every single comment on this video. I really will. I'll be down there answering as many as I can, and I may even make a follow-up video. But, you know, one of the things I've been thinking about is maybe one of the answers to my problem here is that there needs to be a second channel. There needs to be a second channel that, like, maybe Spike's Corner is the main channel that is devoted to, like, news, reviews, and gear, and that's it. And then anything that has to do with, like, my personal motorcycles, me doing the EVO-RR build, that sort of thing, goes live on a separate channel so that it's just for folks out there who only want to see that kind of content. Let me know if that's something that seems like the right thing. I know Block's got a second channel. I know a bunch of guitar guys, like Ola England's got Ola 2. Kyle Bull's got Kyle Bull 2, I think. So there's separate channels out there for folks. Maybe that's the right answer. I don't know. And again, I here at the end of this, I want to reiterate the fact I'm not complaining. I could just sit here and be like, everything sucks and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, things aren't great. But if you sit and complain, ain't shit gonna get done. So, I'm trying to be proactive here and trying to look into what can I control, what can I give you that's better, and how do I make the best content for you guys? Because at the end of the day, if y'all aren't watching, this whole thing doesn't work. So a lot of people say, you know, this is our channel, and it sounds kind of corny, but it really is. You know, if you guys don't watch this whole thing, it's the one big Jenga block that holds this thing up. It's your guys' eyeballs. And without that Jenga block, the whole tower falls down. So in that sense, it really is our channel. And I want y'all's input. So I'll be hanging out in the comments with you guys. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I'm willing to accept your fully unvarnished opinions too. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. I mean, you might. I'm a sensitive boy. But I also here at the very end, I want to remind you guys that I try to focus on everything on two wheels. Everything on two wheels. That's my real guiding principle. I consider nothing off topic. And I always give you my unvarnished opinion. So some folks who got mad at me for saying that I liked the CVO-RR, maybe I did a bad job of explaining why. But I do still think that that bike is an important offering for Harley-Davidson. I think it's really cool. And all those people who are like, oh, Spite only says good things about Harley. Like, have you ever watched any of my other Harley videos? Anywho, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I've been rambling long enough, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep doing this, because at the end of the day, it is still so cool to me that it's Wednesday afternoon. Believe it or not, I'm actually filming this on my birthday. It's Wednesday afternoon. So many people, except for all these people in traffic, are at the office. And this is my office. I'm rumbling away at 975 RPM. And that's all you guys. So, catch you guys in the next one. See you later.